Alright, everybody, so here we are with a classic for most of us Star Wars fans who have ever even heard of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. So Knights of the Old Republic and Knights of the Old Republic 2, which you see on my screen here, originally was playable on console for the Xbox. That's where most people found it, but it has been available on Steam this entire time for PC, and it's honestly more popular in Steam. So I was going to do recordings based on the first game here, but it won't let me no matter how many times I sit here and argue with it and argue with it and argue with it. It won't let me get away with it. So we are going to go ahead and oops, I picked the wrong character there. So we're going to go ahead and kind of do a somewhat playthrough here. So we got the portrait, okay. While I'm making my character here, I'm going to go through some of the backstory of the first game, so if you haven't ever seen it and you want to, go play it and watch some videos on it, by all means, I encourage you, click off the video now, go do some research, listen to some of the stuff, and then come back, because this is about to be a lot of spoilers for you. And this is like really loud, so maybe I want to turn this down a little bit. Let's see here. Yeah, music volume. Let's take you down a notch here, shall we? Ooh. Really? There we go. That's much better. Sound effects volume, we'll go down with it as well. Maybe take that a little bit further down. There we go. And movie volume as well will go down. Okay, so you've been warned. Get out of here now if you don't want your spoilers. So while I'm going ahead and creating the character, let's go over this. So the best place to start this is going to be the Mandalorian Wars. So the Mandalorian Wars was the term given to the 16 years of conflict between the Mandalorian warrior culture and the Galactic Republic that began in 3976 BBY with the Battle of Althir, occurring 2 decades after the end of the Great Sith War. The Mandalorian Wars spanned almost 2 decades themselves. Though historians often disagreed on the endpoints of the conflict, the Mandalorians raided star systems in the Outer Rim territories for over a decade before they actually came into contact with the Republic military. Led by Mandalore the Ultimate, who pioneered the Neo-Crusader movement with the help of his lieutenant Cassus Fett, the Mandalorians conquered systems along the eastern edge of the galaxy through their conquests, including near extinction of the KOTOR species. It was not until their assaults on worlds near the planet Terrace that they drew the Republic's attention. Wow, I can't even talk here. Anyways, so once they caught the Republic's attention, after a year of small conflicts known as the False War, the Mandalorians broke through the Republic's lines and besieged Terrace in 3963 BBY, and then invaded the Republic through 3 separate corridors in what became known as the Onslaught. The tide ultimately turned when a group of interventionist Jedi known as the Revan... I don't know how to even say it. It's led by the charismatic Revan and his friend Malik, joined the Republic military in combating the Mandalorians. The tactical genius, Revan won several victories over the Mandalorians. And then he began to reclaim lost territories, prompting Supreme Chancellor Tol Kressa to appoint him Supreme Commander in 3962 BBY. Driving back the Mandalorians, Revan forced a final showdown with Mandalore the Ultimate at the Battle of Malachor V in 3960 BBY. Revan personally defeated Mandalore in single combat as the Republic and Mandalorian fleets battled over Malachor V, and the activation of the superweapon known as the Mass Shadow Generator devastated both the planet and the participating fleets. The Mandalorian Wars had long-reached consequences. Revan forced the defeated Mandalorians to disarm and hid Mandalore's mask, the symbol of their leadership, and both he and Malak were turned to the dark side of the Force while investigating the Sith influence that had caused Mandalore to go to the war with the Republic. Many of the soldiers and Jedi who followed Revan in the Mandalorian Wars joined the two new Dark Lords of the Sith as they formed their own Sith Empire and invaded the Republic in the subsequent conflict known as the Jedi Civil War. Now, the Jedi Civil War began when they returned from the unknown regions of space, Revan and Malak, and they started invading the Galactic Republic in the year 3959 BBY. So approximately 1 year after the battle at Malachor 5. However, it could have been just a matter of months. We don't really know for sure because the month and date is not necessarily a thing. So, we'll just keep going here. So, they had got this massive Sith fleet, seizing control of Korriban, revitalizing the Sith Academy there, and gaining access to the Starforge early on during a mission to the Rakata homeland, which was known as Rakata Prime. With the aid of the veterans from the Mandalorian Wars, the Sith members who joined them, a host of dark Jedi converts that had served them prior, the former Jedi hoped to take over the Republic in anticipation of a greater threat posed by a Sith Empire that lurked within the unknown regions of the galaxy. During the war, Darth Revan brought the Republic to its knees and nearly succeeded in conquering it. If it wasn't for Bastila Shan, a Jedi Knight, put together a plan and a trap in order to trap Revan and capture him, and with the help of Darth Malak. Granted, they didn't plan this, but Darth Malak had turned on Darth Revan, firing on his own flagship in attempts to kill him and take the title of Dark Lord of the Sith for himself. So we're going to go ahead and